Hi, Dave Roscoe here. The United States has paused the tariffs for 90 days, except for China, where they actually raised the tariffs. I don't know where that whole mess is going to go. If we keep going with retaliatory actions, maybe those retaliations could escalate into something worse. I don't know. The markets responded with stock and crypto prices rising quickly. Even the Pi coin saw something of a bump as a result. It didn't last, but it's still stable, so that's a good thing. I do feel bad for some traders, though. I saw an article on Crypto Times yesterday about a Ethereum leverage trader who lost 105 million because the prices were dropping so fast that his exchange panicked and sold his assets to protect their loan, which is essentially what leverage trading is. Then it turns around less than 24 hours later and surges. And the poor guy would have still had his position and made some money. Leverage is tough. It can be a real killer. I would avoid it unless you really know what you're doing. I have an update on the Pionex situation. If you recall, in one of my previous videos, I talked about an experience that I had that wasn't great with their support. So I just want to show you the update I got, and it makes more sense now. So this is from Lisa at Pionex. What she explains to me is that after you deposit funds to your Pionex US account via ACH, which is a bank transaction, the deposit is under a settlement period and needs to be held for 14 days in your account before you can initiate a withdrawal. We covered that already, and I understand. As you have purchased Pi after depositing via ACH and the value of the Pi tokens dropped below the deposited amount of $30 before the Pi token deposit, the available funds have been included in the 14-day holding period due to falling under the $30 threshold. Now it's $30 threshold because that's what I deposited. So if it had been $100, it would have been $100. So what she's saying here is that I owe Pionex $30 until this waiting period of 14 days is over, because who knows what's going to happen with that bank transfer. I mean, it'll go through, but they want to cover their butts. Any crypto that I purchase or add to my account is counted towards that. So basically it's collateral towards the money that I deposited. If it had totaled more than $30 in value, I would have been able to trade or transfer out the difference. So in this case, because I deposited 2 Pi and the value of those 2 Pi and the combined drop of the token price itself, it totaled less than $30. So my transferable balance was 0. Now that makes sense. I understand that. I just wanted to give you guys an update on that. Something else that's new is I've created an FAQ, or frequently asked questions. A lot of the comments I get on every video, regardless of the content, are the same types of questions that we see on the Pi Network app support chats. That takes up a significant portion of my time to address. I don't want to ignore people if I can avoid it, so I'd rather give them something to go to, and I've created this FAQ. And in the FAQ, I've got some general questions that people ask that's not directly related to anything. I've got answers to questions on KYC problems, migration problems, and the ever popular unverified Pi. So the link for that is in the pinned comment at the top of the comment section, as well as in the description. So check it out if you have any questions. If I get questions that pertain to the FAQ, rather than spending a lot of time typing out the same responses over and over, I will direct users to that FAQ. Looking at the metrics, the circulating supply is at 6.85 billion, which is up around 5.8 million in migrated Pi in the last 24 hours. Now, that's much better than the previous couple of days, but still not great. There is 55 million Pi in the Pi network migration wallet, so they could have done a lot more. I'm hoping for even more migrations today. The migrated unlocked rewards is at 1.736 billion, which is up 1.57 million unlocked Pi, which is now free to be traded on the markets. The Pi coin is currently trading at 59 cents with a market cap of $4.0 billion and a 24-hour volume of $287.68 million, which is up 70% over the last 24 hours. And that's good. It's understandable. It's not a huge jump, so I'm not too concerned about the exchanges playing games here. This is completely due to increased activity due to the tariff news from the US. And as you can see here, we did have a spike briefly. The price went up to almost 65 cents and then has steadily dropped and is now hovering in that same accumulation pattern that we've been seeing for the last several days. And believe it or not, this is really good. I like seeing this. And the Pi is currently at 27th overall based on market cap, which is down one spot from the last time we checked. So it's still in the game, people. We'll just have to keep doing what we're doing. Let's take a look at some of the user comments from yesterday. This user says he saw a comment of mine on the African Giant YouTube channel, did a search for me, and found out that I am also a YouTuber. I will say that I'm a big fan of African Giant. I've been giving shout outs to some of the content creators that I myself go to on a daily basis. African Giant is one of them. I like his style of reporting. You know, like some of the others, you can see a pattern with me. I don't like nonsense. His commentary is very insightful. He says it like it is too. So if you don't know African Giant, check him out. Thanks for the comment. This user says that the video that I talked about yesterday, which was an interview with Nicholas Kokalis, was in fact old. The content creator who put this video up flagged it as new news because it was just uploaded. The date of the interview was conspicuously absent, which was intended to make you think that it was recent news. And as I mentioned, the video itself didn't really give a lot of clues, and they didn't talk about any of the problems that people have been complaining about since the open mainnet. A couple have said that they thought this video was old, and now we have confirmation. So I will be unsubscribing from that particular content creator. I'm getting really tired of people rehashing old news as if it were new. I get it. There's not a lot going on, but sometimes you got to work for it, right? Thanks for the comment. And this user says, Dave, can you enlighten us to the meaning of the use of the Fireside account that we are accumulating by watching ads? If you don't know what Fireside Chat is, it is a Pi ecosystem app that is kind of like Facebook, but with far fewer features. And the way it works is you have a profile and you can make posts, and the posts are arranged by topic that are already existing, or you can create your own and they're hashtag topics. And it costs tokens to post on Fireside Chat. You can earn tokens in one of two ways that I know. There may be other ways. One is watching an ad, which gives you a free token, which you can use to boost someone else's post or to post yourself. Another option is you can spend Pi and buy a bulk amount of tokens. I bought tokens. It was 1 Pi for 100 tokens. But you can watch ads and earn tokens for free. So that's what that's all about. If you haven't checked out Fireside Chat, go ahead and check it out. There's not a ton of activity on it, but it is a Pi ecosystem app, and you will get credit for in your utility bonus for mining, and it helps out the Pi ecosystem. We have to show solidarity here. Well, that's all I have for today. It's been a slow news week so far, and I've managed to scrape up a few things to talk about. But if anything breaks, I'll be sure to hop back on and let you guys know. But until then, don't panic, stay the course, and remember, the success of the Pi network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.